Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel and today's video. So I was tagged by two of my friends, Jasem and Rawan, to do this quarantine tag. What's it officially called? Hang on. So it's officially called the Disney quarantine tag because, I mean, we're Disney people, so. So I am just going to go ahead and try to sit down and film this. I have not pre-answered the questions. We'll see how that goes. But I did watch Rawan and Jasem's video, so I kind of remember some of them. I'm not going to talk too much, I'm just going to jump into the questions. Okay, number one, how many times have you watched your favorite movie during quarantine? So, first of all, this is like a loaded question already because I don't really have like a favorite movie. I mean, obviously you can tell that I like Up. I love The Little Mermaid and Hercules, and honestly all the Pixar movies are just amazing, and I just love I really do, like I love everything except Cars. And but I would say my top favorites, I've watched Up once, I've watched Hercules once, and those neither time was all the way through. But I have little kids, like I have a 4-year-old who does like to watch Disney movies, and then I have a 1-year-old who we don't like put her in front of the TV just yet, so we really don't watch movies like all the way through all that often. And I particularly, me and my husband, we just don't really watch a whole lot of TV during the day because I know it's quarantine and everyone's home, but we're teachers, so we're actually like we're still working. We're still doing our job all day long. We're having meetings with other teachers, with students, with admin, with we're planning, we're making resources. We're doing a lot. So there's really not a whole lot of like, oh, let me sit down and binge watch this. But I am honestly just very grateful to have a job where I'm still working, so I'll take it. Okay, number two, if you could be on vacation at any Disney location, which would you choose? This is like, honestly, I think I would pick Disneyland, which is shocking because Disney World is like, it's really hard though because a part of me is like, oh, I can go, is this free? Because I'd go to Disneyland Paris because it's free. But I think I would say Disneyland, and one of the biggest reasons is because I would want to go with my friend Erica. So if I went to Disneyland, then I'd be in her, you know, hometown, or not hometown, but like her turf, so we'd be able to go together. So I would say Disneyland for sure. Number three, have you had to cancel or reschedule a Disney trip? And this question follows the last question really well timed. So part of the reason that I'm so like I would go to Disneyland is because we're supposed to go to Disneyland this summer, and we still have it booked, guys. Like we still have our plane flights, we still have our hotel, we still have our reservations and all that. I'm like refusing to cancel it until we have to. Like until it is like, yeah, you absolutely cannot go. I know realistically we probably aren't, mostly because we have a baby and a child, and I would never want to put them at risk for something like that. I guess I just kind of keep holding on to hope that we will just see this miraculous like decrease in cases, and then they're just like, that's so weird, it just kind of went away. Like, I know that's ridiculous, like I know it is, and I know that it's like, when I say there's no chance of that happening, like there's really no chance of that happening, but I want to go so bad that I think I'm just like, I refuse to give up hope just yet. Oh, and by the way, we are supposed to, we're actually going to go stay with Erica for a few days. It is the plan, and then we were all going to go to Disneyland together. So it was like a really extra long, extra wonderful vacation, so I'm extra bitter. Number four, if you could ride any Disney ride right now, which would you choose? Okay, so I feel like a lot of people are going to say this one, but Flight of Passage. And honestly, like I hate that feeling of like liking something cliche. That's so stupid because it's like, if it's wonderful, it's wonderful. But Flight of Passage is a ride like no other. It is, like I guess you could compare it to Soarin', but it's not. Like I've ridden Soarin', and sad for Soarin', I rode Flight of Passage first, then I rode Soarin' for the first time. And so Soarin' was like kind of a letdown to me because I had already ridden Flight of Passage. But the smells and it's an experience. It's not just a ride, it's legitimately an experience. So I would definitely pick that one. And if I was trying to pick a less cliche one, like a less ride that I feel like is almost everyone's favorite ride, I would probably say And then the other ride I would say is Peter Pan's Flight, because one, I know that my whole family could ride it, so actually I kind of want to change my answer. So if I went by myself, like if you were like, Saria, only you can ride the ride, I'd pick Flight of Passage. But if it was my family going, I would pick Peter Pan's Flight, because we can all ride it together. And that ride is just so nostalgic to me personally, and then also just Disney in general. I think it's very Disney magic filled. If you could eat at any Disney restaurant, which would you choose? So this is a harder one for me, because we usually pick our restaurants based on the experience. So we went for the characters last time. We ate at like literally I think almost every single restaurant that had characters we went to, with the exception of 1900 Park Fair. I think that's the only one we missed. So I'm like, am I picking for the food or am I picking for the characters? I think that, so my favorite character meet food is Crystal Palace. Breakfast, oh my gosh, so good. But when meeting the Winnie the Pooh characters is not like top of my list. So I would actually say Garden Grill in Epcot. It's not super adventurous food, but it is like legit, it tastes like home cooked food. It's also the food, like the food is cooked, the food that they serve there is the food from Living with the Land. And I love that so much. Like I love that like the green beans we're eating were grown in Living with the Land. I was about to say it wrong. And you get to see Mickey and Pluto, and you get to see Chip and Dale. And Chip and Dale are two of my favorite characters to meet. I think that they're always so funny, and you don't get to see them as much as the other ones. So I would definitely say Garden Grill. Number 6, what Disney snack are you craving right now? All of them. Truthfully, it's not really a snack, but it's a snack credit. So the Night Blossom in Pandora. I legit could take down one of those right now, like all by myself. I also would love, I'm just going to give you all multiple answers because that's what I want to do. So I would love the cinnamon roll from Gaston's Tavern. It is so good. Jasem mentioned it in his video and I was like, yes. Lord, yes. It is so good, guys. And then Jasem said something like, oh, get it and share it with people because it's really big. And I was like, no. Number 7, what Disney scents do you have or want in your house? So I actually do have one right here. It's the Unbirthday candle. It's actually discolored a little bit. So this is by Wishes Candle Co. It smells like birthday cake and vanilla. I don't know if that's like the official what they say it smells like, but it's a sugary baking birthday cake smell. I mean, it's I'm so dumb. It's not even called Unbirthday. It's called Unbirthday Cake. So I'm sure that that is the official smell. I did burn it a little bit, but then I wanted to save it because Dalen's birthday this year was themed Dalen in Wonderland. So I was like, oh, I want to have the candle out when we have her birthday party. We haven't had the chance to have that, even though her birthday's passed because we can't have family over yet. So I'm still kind of saving it. But it's actually kind of discolored. Like if you guys can see, I don't know if you can tell, but like this half is blue and this half is green. So that's a little weird, but it's okay. It smells amazing. There's honestly, if I could have just like a grab bag from Wishes Candle Co., I'd be totally happy. There's also another company I've been really wanting to try. I think it's called like Magic Candle Co. I want to say, I don't really know, but they have a Flight of Passage scent and I want it so bad. It's not called Flight of Passage, but like that smell from Flight of Passage is the scent that I want to pump through the vents in my house. Like, because you know how your memory can be tied to scents. Like I just would love the smelling that and like remembering being there. Like that's what I would pick. Number 8, have you streamed Onward? Yes. So Onward is on Disney Plus. You can also buy it, but I have Disney Plus, so what's the point? I loved it. Kala loved it. Watching it the first time was almost traumatic though, because at the end, I'm not going to ruin anything, but the end it does have a little bit of a sadness to it, and that's an understatement. So the ending, it does have a sadness to it, and Kala burst into tears. And I don't want to ruin it because not everybody's probably seen it, but seeing her be sad like crushed my heart. So I had to wait a little bit to watch it again. I've actually watched that multiple times because Kala's really into it, even though the first time we watched it I was scared it like emotionally traumatized her. It did not. She's okay. But she really likes it. She thinks it's really funny. Okay, so my camera did cut out, but I'm going to try to pick up where I think I left off. I also think I bumped the camera, but whatever. yeah, so I did love Onward. I thought it was very sweet. I loved the message, and I honestly didn't love the ending. I have like 2 ideas in my mind for how it could have ended alternatively and still been equally as amazing, but I did watch a video, or a YouTube video, that was like, why did Onward have to end like that? And they justified it, but I still didn't agree with it. But I did love it, and I have watched it since then, so you should watch it. Number 9, what Disney classic movie or TV series have you reconnected with during the quarantine? When I get a chance to just watch like TV by myself, or I'm watching TV and my husband's just kind of like chilling next to me on his phone or something, I turn on This Is Us. Like, that is my show. I just got through this year's season. That's a show I cry every single episode. It's fine. I'm fine. And I watch The Office. Honestly, like when I just want to like lay down and chill out, that's what I turn on. So Calla, I've mentioned this a few times before, but Calla's really into watching the show The Gummy Bears, which is a show from my childhood on Disney Plus. And I mean, I've already like gone through it before, but it just every time I turn it on, I still find it enjoyable. Like, I can watch it and pay attention and enjoy it. And so that's when I reconnected with it. If you haven't watched it, you really should. It's so cute. Like, it's a cute creative concept for a show, and Calla loves it and I love it, and Derek loves it actually too. Number 10, if you had to pick one Disney character to be quarantined with, who would you choose? So I feel like I was like annoyed, not annoyed, that's the wrong word, but like that feeling, because I feel like other people who've done this tag, they've been saying the 2 characters that I would pick, but so everyone's saying Rapunzel because she's like this joke about like, or this, I don't know what to call it, it's not really a joke, but like reference to the fact that she was quarantined for the first 18 years of her life, and then her kingdom was Corona, blah blah blah. Okay, I would say Rapunzel, not because of those reasons, but because we have a lot in common. Like, she likes to craft and make things and sew and bake and other things I like to do, so I'm like, we would have fun because we have similar interests. The other person I would say, he's just my favorite character overall, is Genie, because he's fun and entertaining, and we could go do stuff because he has magical powers. So like, I don't know, like, I'm like, we could enjoy our time in quarantine and not be bored, because we literally can't be. Like, he can do anything. So those are my top 2 picks, even though I feel like everyone is probably saying those. Copycats. Even though I went second, so technically I'm the copycat. Whatever. Okay, number 11. Would you be watching Mulan if it were in theaters right now? Yes, I totally would. Me and my husband had already planned on making that a date night, and like, you know, leaving the girls with his parents and us going to see it. I was really excited for it. I know a lot of people are not super into these live action remakes. I am kind of in between. I loved Aladdin. I loved Beauty and the Beast. I have not liked any of the animal remakes. I didn't like The Lion King very much. I didn't like The Jungle Book that much. But I do think that I was going to love Mulan, because I know so, okay, let me just like rant a little bit. I have been a little bit like perturbed because there's this group of people that's like, Disney is so unoriginal, they're just copying their original movies like word for word and just putting real people in them just to make more money. That's bad. Okay. And then they do Mulan, and they take the concept and the amazing characters, but they try to reflect more of the actual Chinese legend and make it almost like a little bit more of like a grown-up version. And then it's like those same people are complaining because they're like, they cut out the music, and they cut out Shang, and they cut out Mushu, and it's not going to be good because they didn't copy it verbatim. And I'm like, you can't have it both ways. Like, do you want them to copy, or do you not want them to copy? I'm excited that they didn't copy it. I really am. Like, I like the idea that I'm going to go watch this as an adult. And, you know, when I was 8, I think I was 8 when Mulan came out, I got to enjoy Mulan because it was amazing. Okay? The animated feature. Now I'm 30 and I get to enjoy Mulan again. That's amazing. I'm excited about it. I think personally, I do think that we're going to hear the music in the movie. I just think that it's not going to be a musical. Like, the characters won't be singing, but I bet that they're going to tie stuff in. You know, Disney does that. And I'm really excited because this story intrigues me. Like, the fact that there's like a bad guy who's like a woman and she's magical, and like how is that going to tie in? I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really good. Kind of upset that they decided to release it in July and not just put it on Disney Plus. Gosh. Number 12, have you pulled a Mulan and cut your own hair? God, no. I need a haircut. If you guys want to see, I curled my hair so you can't tell as much. This side of my hair grows faster than this side of my hair, and it's been doing it since I got pregnant with Dalen. Has not stopped doing it. I actually messaged my hairdresser and I was like, because she's been doing like little tutorials online for like styling your hair, and I was like, can you do a how to cut your hair back to 2 even lengths, because this is a mess. If I curl it, it's not that bad, but like it's gonna get bad, guys. I'm gonna be like have an asymmetric haircut without even trying. But no, I will never cut my own hair. I am actually really bad at using scissors on anything. I literally remember in kindergarten, I like struggled with my scissor test where you had to like cut down the line straight. So I will not be cutting my hair ever. I won't even dye my own hair anymore. Like it's bad for it. Anyway, number 13, are you feeling creative crafts and projects? What do you guys think? Yes, obviously, I feel like that all the time, regardless of quarantine. I do feel like quarantine has made me frustrated because I'm actually like really, really busy with work. Almost more so. I mean, I guess not, because normally I would have rehearsals after school, but I just feel like I haven't had a whole lot of time to make anything, and it's my outlet, so like that not feeling like that's not there is kind of like and we're packing, we're trying to move still. It's a lot going on for us right now, but I want to, like, I literally have a list. I have lists and lists of things I want to make. I mean, my list of Mickey ears that I want to make alone is like multiple pages. That's why whenever you guys leave me in the comments, you're like, can you do these kind of, like, they're on my list, I swear, like, but I have not had the time. Hopefully more will be coming out soon. I will always have tutorials once a week at least, but it's just hard right now. Number 14, if you got to have a Disney sidekick, which would you pick? Genie. I mean, if Genie doesn't count as a sidekick, which I think he does, I would also pick Carpet, because then we could go, like, leave the house and go somewhere and have fun. So I would say Carpet or Genie. Or both. What are you binge watching? TV shows, movie series? Oh, I kind of gave this away earlier. I did binge watch This Is Us. I went through a lot of it. I even stayed up way too late one night, like till like 2 in the morning watching it, because every episode, honestly, with This Is Us, I've learned the best thing for me to do is turn it off halfway into an episode, because I won't be like, oh my god, I have to see what happens next. Because that's like how that show works, is it ends on a cliffhanger kind of every single episode, and then you have to watch the next one. At least I feel that way. And then The Office. Those are the two that I'm like watching over and over and over again. Number 16, what Disney character would handle quarantine best? So I feel like Rapunzel's the cliche answer, but I mean, probably true. And then also I would say probably Beast, because, you know, he like stayed in his castle for like years, right? I mean, he was quarantined too for 10 years. How come nobody's talking about him? Huh? Is it because he's so angry all the time? How angry have you gotten during this quarantine? Bet you're seeing him in a whole new light, aren't you? Aren't you? If this were the work of a Disney villain, which would it be? That's hard. So the first one I want to say that I'm like picturing in my mind is the evil queen, because of like her potions and stuff. So in my mind I'm like, she created the virus and she spread it through apples. Genius. Evil genius. But I also feel like the evil queen, her motive wasn't necessarily to like conquer the world, so I feel like this might be a little grandeur for her. I think I'm gonna go with Jafar. I feel like Jafar would have no qualms about spreading a virus and hurting, you know, thousands of people. So thanks, Jafar. Number 18, what are you reading? So my students work. So a lot of my students are doing monologues and things like that right now, so they've been writing. Most of what I read is their schoolwork. But yeah, I'm not really a big book reader, but I do read lots of scripts. Like I would say I read probably over 100 scripts a year just because I have to find plays. So scripts. All right, number 19 is the last question. What Disney song best represents how you feel during the quarantine? This is one I should have thought about. Okay, so I wish I could say that it's the song Rapunzel sings where she's like, 7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. I wish I could say that one, but the fact that she gets all of her cleaning done in 15 minutes is like laughable to me, so it's not that one. So I would say it's Part of Your World. Mostly because of the part where she's like, I want to be where the people are. I want to see I'm shopping, walking around with those, what do you call them? Oh, coupons. Okay, that was the last question for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and tag some people, and by the way, this tag is probably gonna be one of those ones where like multiple people are tagging other people. I'm sorry if you've already been tagged. So first of all, I would like to tag Heather over at the Disney Housewife. Let me know how your quarantine's going, girl. I would like to tag Taryn of Twinklebell Taryn. And I would like to tag Hope and Abby over at the Disney Sisters. Let me see how your quarantine's been going, girls. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how your quarantine's going. Leave me some of your answers down in the comments below because I want to know. Like, I mean, some of these questions are so like funny in a way, and I want to hear your answers. If you guys have a YouTube channel, I am officially tagging you. Do this tag. I would love to watch it, and then come back and leave me your link in the comments and I can go watch it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already because I put out regular Disney content including tags, videos, hauls, unboxings, all the Disney, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.